Feliz miércoles, happy Wednesday. Who is winning? ¿Quién está ganando? ¿Quién está ganando the competition of studying to ace those finals? You heard it. It's to understand how to study. What are the essential keys? What are the essential skills you will have in order to ace those tests? And knowing how busy you are and how overloaded the school Spanish curriculum is, this is where I provide you with the essential keys to understand what to master. What are the keys that you need to master in order to ace those Spanish tests? In today's lesson, I will provide you the essential grammar skill needed from Spanish 1 through 3 to ace your finals. Are you ready? This is Lili at Speaking Spanish with Lili. And if you haven't done it yet, I encourage you to check grammar videos that I create for you so you understand each concept separately. I will link the grammar videos for each of the skills you need to have in order to prepare for the finals. And if you haven't done it yet, I don't know what you are waiting for. And now it's time to reveal the grammar concepts and keys that you need to know to study and prepare for those finals. Let's start with the greetings. Number 1 are the greetings. Here is the video. Check the greetings, formal and informal, if you haven't done it yet. Greetings is different in Spanish. As we know, we communicate in a formal and informal way. So check the video for the greetings. Category number 2, understanding what is the difference between an infinitive verb and a conjugated verb. You heard it. An infinitive verb is a verb that is not conjugated. And that is important to understand in Spanish because verbs speak a lot in the Spanish language. And when we understand and identify that verbs can be infinitive or conjugated, we are already winning. First, we have 2 basic moods that are studied in Spanish 1 through 3. The indicative mood and the subjunctive mood. The indicative mood is for Spanish 1 and 2. So we study the verbs in the present indicative, preterite indicative, which is one of the past tenses in Spanish. Imperfect indicative, the second past tense in Spanish, and future tense. But we also learn the conditional, which is another tense for Spanish 3. Spanish 2 and Spanish 3. If you haven't checked those videos, I encourage to do so. Then we talk about the irregular verbs. Irregular verbs are a group of verbs whose conjugations differ from the other verbs. For instance, among the irregular verbs, we have the all irregulars, the irregulars in the job form only, the sandal verbs or cigar verbs. Those are stem changers only in the first and the third form singular. So if you haven't done it so, here are the videos that you can check to review those irregular verbs. Don't wait until tomorrow. It's today. Then we have important verbs that I separated and I'm going to give you the key right now. And if you haven't done it yet, this is a good moment to subscribe to my channel at Speaking Spanish with Lili. You haven't done it yet, so you won't miss any upcoming videos with more grammar and conversational tools that will help you to ace those tests. Gustar. Verbs like gustar are changed in a different way. They are not conjugated in all the forms like the other verbs. Gustar uses indirect oye pronouns instead. Me, te, le, nos, les. Me gusta español. Me gustan los perros, te gustan los gatos, nos gusta hablar español. Did you hear that? Gustar is used with a noun or with another verb. If you want to know more about the uses of gustar and another verbs like this, check my video above. Next, tener plus que plus an infinitive, and tener plus expression. The verb tener is very important verb in Spanish because it have a variety of uses. Tener plus que means to have to, and is followed by an infinitive verb. Tengo que estudiar. Or how about tienes que estudiar? You have to study para tu examen de español. You have to study for your Spanish test if you want to do well. If you want to excel, these are the keys that you will need to know in order to unlock that power and master the concepts. Remember, it's not about how much you memorize, because we don't want to memorize things. How much we understand and what are the key concepts that you need to know to master those grammar skills and pass your test and ace your Spanish test, whether it's Spanish 1, 2, or 3. And I have another video coming up just for AP and IB students. And as I say, tener has multiple uses. Tener plus ganas de. You will use this formation when you feel like doing something. Like, tengo ganas de estudiar español. I feel like studying Spanish today so I can ace my Spanish test. Then we have ir plus a plus an infinitive verb. Ir, to go, is followed by the preposition a all the time, and an infinitive verb. And how can we forget about ser versus estar? Spanish 1 nightmare. I say it because this is one of the confusing verbs, because you don't have those two conjugation in English. We only have to be, right? And in Spanish, there are two to be's, ser and estar. And if you don't remember how to use them, I encourage you to check the video, ser versus estar. The next group of verb is dar, and the use. Same is with saber versus conocer. They both means to know in English, but if you want to know the difference between how to use saber and conocer, check the video above. And remember, you can pause those videos, you can take notes, take your own notes. Do not copy what I say. Listen first, then pause and take and refresh your own notes. Get used to take your own notes. Remember to use color coding to separate and identify each verb, each category, whether are regulars, irregulars, state changers, present or past. Because we have three big endings, right? AR, ER, and IR verbs, on top of all of the other conjugations. And then we have the car, got, and SAR family. These verbs are conjugated different, and if you want to know how to conjugate the verbs and how to use them, check the video above. And if you want me to select one verb that you should be paying more attention, more focus, and give more time to unlock more power, that verb, the honor is to the preterite tense. One of the past tenses in Spanish that had multiple ramifications, for which it is time to you to unlock the power. And check the video for preterite tenses. Preterite tenses have a lot of verbs conjugation, and it is time for you to take notes on those verbs. And when you have the other past tense, which is the imperfect tense, I'm sure you want to know how those two verbs are used in Spanish. Because guess what? In English, there is only one past tense, simple past tense. But in Spanish, we have two. One, when we describe things about the past, when we talk about the childhood, when we narrate in the past. And the other one is the guy that is more precise, that tell us the time when something happened, and also tell us when the beginning of an action started or ended. If you want to learn more about preterite versus imperfect tense, What are you waiting for? To check the video above. And now it's time to check. If you haven't subscribed to my video yet, what are you waiting for? Do you really want to commit to do well in your Spanish? If you want to do well, if you want to ace your Spanish and understand the essential keys to do so, don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss any upcoming video. And as a token of appreciation, if you wait until the end of the video, I will reveal you last key to unlock that power to ace your finals. For the last set of key verbs that you will need to know to understand and to do well in Spanish, 1 through 3, are the compound tenses. The compound verbs uses 2 verbs. In general, it's the verb haber and estar, to be. Haber, to have, and estar, to be. Those 2 verbs are extremely important in Spanish. If you want to know more about them, and if you want to know their uses, what are you waiting for? Check the videos linked above. And the last set of verbs are the future conditional and in the subjunctive mood, because Spanish 3 focus more on reviewing, of course, what you learn in Spanish 1 through 3. But it will teach you another mood. It will introduce you to another mood, the subjunctive mood. Here is with the headache started. And if you haven't prepared well for Spanish 1 and 2, guess what? You won't do well in Spanish 3. That's why I encourage you to review Spanish 1 and 2 verbs, present, past, future tense, the irregular, AR, ER, and IR categories. Knowing those verbs very well in the indicative mood will allow you to transition into the subjunctive mood without hesitation. The subjunctive mood is about opinions, hopes, expectations, desires, and much more, versus the indicative is more about certainty. So it's certain, indicative, versus uncertain, futuristic, conditional. Those are the subjunctive mood. For the subjunctive mood, I haven't placed any video yet, but they are coming soon. So stay tuned for more videos on Speaking Spanish with Lili. Every Wednesday, more videos for you. And because you stay until the end of this video, here is the last key that is extremely important if you want to master your Spanish finals. Spanish pronouns are essential and very important to understand how they function. We have the personal pronouns yo, tú, él, ella, vosotros, ustedes, ellos, and ellos, right? The next set of pronouns are the DOPs and the IOPs, direct object pronouns and indirect object pronouns. A video is coming very soon, so stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done it yet, and to take notes and all the gift and all the keys that I gave you to unlock the Spanish power. Then we have the reflexive pronouns, and that reminds me that I forgot to mention that they are used with the reflexive verbs, a set of verbs that is used when you talk about actions upon yourself. They are used, reflexive verbs are different than the regular verbs. Stay tuned for another video on just reflexive verbs. And then we have the commands. We have 4 different commands in Spanish. Commands are formal and informal. And we also have the nosotros and ustedes commands. If you want to know more about the commands, also called mandatos or imperative mood, stay tuned for the upcoming video on Speaking Spanish with Lili. And that's all for today. If you really want to commit to excel in your Spanish this year and the upcoming years, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, Speaking Spanish with Lili, and to unlock more power. See you next week.